Welcome, everybody, to another spectacular edition of that Wednesday show here on Omnibros Live, part of the Omnibus Collectors Network. You got news, movie talk, Q&A, all that fun stuff. So welcome, everybody. Gio here from A Week in Geekdom, and of course, I'm joined by the always awesome comics guy. Lou, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, man. How's it going?
Uh, Tired, because I'm an hour ahead of you, but I'm feeling a little bit better because the chat is already popping, and we're going to talk some comic book news. Because strangely enough, I got like four different articles here to share, which are all pretty interesting, from Marvel to Indies, all that fun stuff.
Hmm.
So thank you to the chat for tuning in. Got the emoji game going on. Is that a candle? Yeah, that's a candle. Popcorn. Hey, it's Wednesday, my dudes. We are Van Omnidog. Thank you for joining. I'm not going to sing that, Rosemary, but yes, we are the world. Bean, hey guys, just finished the third episode of Boba Fett, and I can say that Jon Favreau is the chosen one, trying to save the universe with TV shows. What a guy! Started MCU from scratch back then, now this. I haven't seen it. I'm gonna probably watch it tomorrow. I don't know.
I haven't seen it.
So next week we'll try and review 3 and 4.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Because week by week can be a little bit boring, honestly. But
Yeah.
what's not boring, and if you want awesome books based on Star Wars and Marvel and all that fun stuff that we're going to talk about tonight, you got to head out to our sponsor. That is, of course, InStockTrades.com, your official home for all things collected editions, whether it be an omnibus, trade paperback, hardcover, compendium, absolute, epic collection, whatever format it may be. Hell, even manga. You find it at InStockTrades.com, up to 50 to even 60% off on a weekly basis. Of course, if you order $50 or more, you get free shipping, fantastic customer service, and wonderful packaging that you can only find on InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of Omnibros Live here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. And let me remind you real quick while we're doing the plug here, on the last Monday, the 31st, we're going to be doing the gift card giveaway, valued at $50, open to international waters, if you will. Anybody can participate. Just be sure to be on that night, on that Monday show, on the 31st, courtesy, once again, of InStockTrades.com. And since we're already plugging stuff, Lou, why don't you tell everybody about the good old Patreon?
Yeah, man. Patreon.com/omnibroslive. That is found in the description down below. For $5 a month, you get to hang out with Gabe and I. Kind of like what Gio and I are doing right now, only in a small group, and we kind of shoot the shit and we talk and we hang out, and it's usually done at least once a month on a Saturday. And if you can't make it, well, the archive of all the stuff that we've done so far is there as well. So for $5 a month, you really can't beat it.
Oh, yeah. There we go. So, Farhan, good morning from India. It's 6:45 a.m. here.
Wow.
Wow. I'm tired because it's late, but at 6:45 a.m., I'd be tired because it's too early.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos to you, my dude, for waking up early for that and watching us on your morning routine. That's awesome. Does any of those articles include the Thor's 60th anniversary special? Oh, no. I didn't include that. Sorry. I thought you were talking about the plug. I'm like, I didn't talk about Thor on the sponsorship, but okay. No, I didn't talk about that. I do have some cool stuff here, comic book wise. I literally just saw this like 5 minutes ago and included it to my list here. And I'm going to share the website, and it's filled with a lot of ads, so sorry. Deal with it. This is from, what the hell is this? Comicsbeat.com. and it was shared by Dark Horse, so it is legit. It's not a clickbait thing. The next Black Sad book, which already came out in Europe, is finally arriving in North America this summer, and I am so excited for this. Black Sad is one of my all-time favorite indie comics, and I want this in my life. So
Yeah.
here is the confirmation that the ebook "They All Fall Down" Part One will be coming out in, let's see, over here, sometime in the summer, Wednesday, July 6th, 2022, with a wide release in bookstores on Tuesday, July 19th. So it says here, uh, Black Sad, They All Fall Down, Part 1, Detective Black Sad,
Oh, I think Geo
the
froze for a second.
mob, the wave over New York City's green spaces, come hell or high water. While Black Sad must navigate from the lofty world of the 50s theater all the way to the city's seedy depths, Solomon looms above it all in pursuit of his own dreams. But is the cost too high? Meanwhile, Weekly finds himself in hot sauce just as an old flame comes back to burn his pal, Black Sad. So, have you read Black Sad, Lou? You have, right?
Yes, I've read. I think it was the first 3 volumes that have come out so far in the states. It's been a minute since one came out over here.
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to this. Black Sad is so good. It's really just from a writing perspective, and even from an dude, the art is incredible. The art is gorgeous.
Hmm.
I think one of the guys that works on this used to be an animator for Disney. I
I
think
think so.
so,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it shows.
Guarnido's art is just phenomenal, and yeah, Amarillo was released in 2014, so it's been a
Wow,
minute.
jeez.
Yeah, so we got three hardcovers. The first one has the first three stories, and then the other two books are just one story each. So this would be the sixth story of Black Sad, and it says part one, so that's good because we're gonna get a part two later on. But yeah, if you haven't read this, it's noir goodness with anthropomorphic animals and just god level art. I cannot recommend Black Set enough.
It's
So I'm
so good.
excited. So the other thing, and I put it in the title, but I'm going to delay it a little bit about Marvel. I thought this was pretty cool. We got another release here. Uh, get your take on it. Matrix concept artist Jeff Darrow returns with a new Shaolin Cowboy comic,
Oh hell yes.
which I think is awesome. From Games Radar slash Neorama, just in case. Darrow tweeted, I have finished my next comic book series. It will be announced soon. A 7-issue series beginning in April. Blah, 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 blah. So here's the cover. Oh, you're not being, you can't see the cover. Sorry. There's the cover right there. I don't know what the hell's happening here, but I'm all in on this. This looks amazing to me.
Yeah, Shaolin Cowboy is it's an interesting comic. There's very little, almost to no dialogue, so it's mostly just art, and it's pretty badass. it's it's a fun series overall, and that's another book that we haven't gotten one of these in quite a long time, if I remember correctly. And it seems like a lot of these books are starting, the creators are coming back to the well and starting to put out more content to them. So I'm all here for it, man. More Shaolin
Yeah.
Cowboy, more Black Sad, more Orc Stain. How about some Orc Stain? We haven't heard from that from Stoko in years. I know Gabe would freak out for
Oh,
that.
yeah. And
What's
the catch here is that he it says here in the article he's already drawn all 7 issues. So this thing is already set to
oh
go.
yeah, this is gonna get this is great. It's gonna be a collected edition, right? It doesn't do the monthly series. It's just one hardcover.
Maybe they'll release all 7 issues and then do a trade. I don't know.
Huh.
Mm, the tweet says, I have finished my next comic book series, 7-issue series, blah, blah, blah. The end is finished. It's up to Dark Horse now. Cruel to Be Kin is the subtitle for it. 205 pages of not world changing stuff. We'll see. So that's cool. Let's see. In other news from the world of comics, this is not new like today, but it's still recent. Jeff Lemire signed an exclusive deal with Image Comics, and everybody was talking and worried about his other material. Mm-hmm. But this is for 2000. I'm pretty sure you're not going to see that this year. It says 22 and beyond, but I don't think we're going to see that. With this new Image deal, will include the upcoming projects Little Monsters and more series spinning out of Lemire and Sorrentino's Gideon Falls series as part of what's now being called the Bone Orchard Mythos of Shared Horror Universe titles. Okay. So pretty interesting. My dude was working all over the place, and now he's Image only for a couple years now.
But that seems to be the play for a lot of people. Well, a few years ago, even Kirkman said he was kind of mocked for it, the Kirkman Manifesto. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, where Kirkman was claiming that in a few years, this was at a Comic-Con years ago, we're talking about 10, 12 years ago at this point, Kirkman was saying that the future of comics is a lot of guys are going to cut their teeth a little bit doing digital stuff, jump to Marvel, get a deal there, and then once they get a deal at Marvel and break their name out in Marvel, they're going to go to Image, and they're going to basically just write their own check at Image because the stuff that they have at Image is their own. They own the licensing, they own pretty much everything. Image is just the publisher of it. So that's what's happening. A lot of these guys are jumping ship to Image and going exclusive for a few years. That's what Brubaker's been doing. Mm-hmm. And they're putting their stuff out, and eventually it gets turned into movies, or it gets turned into video games, or it gets turned into a Netflix series with varying degrees of success. But still, it's a paycheck for these guys. And if you ever hear Brubaker talk about the situation that happened with him in Winter Soldier, and he got rude out of money for that. But at the same time, it's creator-owned work. You know the deal. When you sign with Marvel and DC, whatever you create, it's gonna be theirs. It's not yours.
Yeah, unless it's something like a completely brand new character or something, you're gonna have a little bit more sway compared to like Winter Soldier. Mm-hmm. You know, like if the creator of, I don't know, Reptil, for example, if he makes the cross to the MCU, he's going to have a little bit more control, unfortunately, than Brubaker with Winter Soldier. This is also pretty interesting, James. Yes, I was going to talk about it later. There is also a big lawsuit with Kirkman for Invincible. William Crabtree claims he co-created Invincible. He said he was tricked into relinquishing his copyrights to the series. Yeah. And I saw it on Twitter today. I love that they were tweeting that info out, and everybody in the comment section was, "Where's season 2 of the show?" I'm like, this is a little bit more important than the season 2 of your show, because we're talking about the fate of the series, you know? And people are like, "No, I just want to see more episodes."
They have to realize, depending on this, could halt production of the show. This could delay things.
Yep.
Till they straighten all this out, right? Like, people should be realizing this. It's kind of a big thing.
Yeah. But before I move on to the Invincible stuff proper, I did want to read this real quick, if anybody was wondering. This was an interview between Newsarama and Jeff Lemire. They asked for clarification on his stuff from Dark Horse, et cetera, like Black Hammer. And Lemire said, "So this deal is for print only, meaning I will continue to publish comics online through Substack as well as through print at Image. I have an exemption to write the final few Black Hammer series, which will be released through Dark Horse and my Substack over the next couple of years. And all Black Hammer books will continue to be published through Dark Horse. Nothing is moving. So that's good to know.
That is because Brubaker is gonna make sure he gets that money. I mean, not Brubaker. Lemire's gonna make sure he's gonna get that money.
Yeah. So here's the proper article, and if it's on the Hollywood Reporter, you know it's serious business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Crabtree, an artist on the comic book series Invincible, alleges Kirkman swindled him out of profits by duping him into abandoning his copyright. That is harsh.
Didn't Tony Moore? He had a similar situation with Kirkman a few years ago, right?
I think so. Yeah, for Walking Dead, right?
Yeah, something involving Walking Dead and the publishing rights and stuff like that. I don't think Tony Moore got credit when he should have gotten credit for because technically speaking, he did create the characters of The Walking Dead with Kirkman because Tony Moore drew the first, I want to say 5, 6 issues of that series.
I think the first 6, yes. Oh, here it is. On February 9th, 2012, Moore filed a lawsuit alleging that in 2005, Kirkman deceitfully engineered him into surrendering his rights to the Walking Dead comic book and eventual TV series in exchange for payments that never materialized. That ain't looking too good for the poster child of Omnibros, Kirkman.
Yeah, it's not looking too good there. I mean, I don't know how. This is a lot of he said, she said, but I do know that Tony Moore ended up getting if I remember correctly, a pretty good sizable check at the end of the day when everything was settled, and he's gotten credit now on the Walking Dead stuff, on the animated stuff, on the TV show, everything Walking Dead. Tony Moore's name is on there with Kirkman, so who knows?
This year's Kirkman goes to Kirkman. I got to remember that for the end of the year. That's nice. I like that. I see a repeating pattern, unfortunately.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Because I don't think Crabtree or Tony Moore are going to make stuff up out of the blue. You know?
Yeah. Is he still doing Firepower with Samney? Because Samney's doing his own book. And I'm kind of wondering if Samney was like, yeah, fuck this.
Yeah. It says here, fraud and deceit has become a standard business practice for Kirkman and is apparently where his true creative aptitude lies. Crabtree says he and had an oral exploitation of the work together with any derivative projects based on the work and any allied or ancillary rights in the work. Yikes. Good guy.
Yep. I mean, again, this is he said, she said stuff, so we'll see what happens when it comes out in court, but it looks bad. It looks really bad, and not to mention Kirkman seems to have had a history of doing this type of stuff, so
Wow, and you can read the whole thing. Look at this.
I'm good.
Wow.
All I'm saying is, if you are an artist, yes, Kirkman's name has pull. Maybe think about that twice, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see. So the big news for Marvel. I'm not as excited as some people. I'll highlight it because the big news from Marvel is the return of John Romita Jr. to Amazing Spider-Man.
Is it big news?
People were hyping it up online today, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Listen, kids. Okay, listen out there. John Romita Jr. hasn't been John Romita Jr. since
the
late 80s?
I think so, yeah.
Late 80s, early 90s, maybe. Do you remember that? Okay. Do you remember? I was going to say something else. Do you remember that Superman book he put out a few years ago with Jeff Johns?
Year one, was it?
I forgot. I believe it was with Jeff Johns. The art was horrible on that book.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
Yeah, no, it's and the regular overall. Sorry, the his overall work at DC was kind of super lackluster because I remember when they did like variants and he worked on a Suicide Squad book. It was not good at all.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I mean, I look at some of the stuff that he did for Daredevil, and I'm like, damn, like that was good. That the art is great in that. And then I look at some of the stuff that he did for Superman, and I'm like, go home and try again.
Oh yeah.
It
So
just it wasn't good.
April 2022. Um, I don't have the full context because I'm not reading Amazing Spider-Man at the moment, but apparently something huge happens, and JRJR is going to come back to draw the, the series again. We'll
Who's
see. I
who's
mean, he's
writing?
drawn Spider. What was that?
Who's writing? Have they said?
I owe you that. Give me a second here. Um, Gosh, I thought I knew. Hmm. Chat, if you guys know, let us know. Oh, it was Frank Miller, DC Black Label Superman Year One.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was not good. Before teaming with Brian Michael Bendis for the final issues of his Action Comics run, again, not good either.
Mm-mm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm not too crazy on this, but Twitter was excited.
Yeah. Overall, I think Senior is a much better artist.
Oh, definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, NFL dude coming in clutch. Thank you, buddy. Writer hasn't been announced, but there has been speculation. It's Hickman for some reason. That'd be
Hickman,
interesting.
that'd be great, but Hickman right now is trying to keep the X-Men afloat and all 40 titles that they've got going on. That poor guy, because he's probably overseeing everything because his
Yeah.
X-Men run is the X-Men run, so it ties in to everything else. And he's probably just whiteboarding it with just strings all over the house, all over his house and stuff like that, trying to keep that ship afloat. Where only Omar and Riley are reading every single title every month, and even Riley isn't doing it anymore.
Yeah, yeah. It did Inferno was the new storyline that was supposed to wrap up Hickman stuff. Did that come out yet?
Ask Omar. That's all I
Okay.
got, man. Just ask Omar because the X-Men 374 this ties into the Black Flame, and the Black Flame ties into Marauders. But you have to read page 3 of Marauders and then jump into page 1 of X-Force number 34.
Yeah. Perfect.
It's that kind of it's the X-Men is that kind of convoluted right now.
Is Nick Spencer done with his run? Yeah, he finished, if I remember
Yes,
correctly, or wrapped it up a little bit earlier than anticipated.
I think he's done.
Hickman is off the X Men now. Good.
Is he?
Hickman left X Men. He has no involvement in X Men because I thought like I knew he was leaving, but I didn't know if the book dropped for Inferno. Oh, look at that, Dean. Even Omar's not up to date with reading X Men. He's not done with Inferno yet. There you go.
There you go. There you
The
go.
Spencer run wrapped up a few months ago, and there's been filler arc called Beyond in the meantime. I love that we have filler arcs in Western comics. I love it. So basically, he's going to draw the next Spider-Man series. Yeah, yeah. It's not like they're not saying it's set in stone, but that's probably it. He's the new artist for it.
I have
If
to
he
imagine
can,
this.
if he can
I
capture like some of the early odds art that he did when he was drawing the Moreland stuff and Peter as a
Mm.
teacher, that era with Straczynski, I think it'll be decent. I doubt it, but that's what I'm hoping.
I have I have to imagine this is a temporary gig, right? They'll do probably 10 issues, 6 issues, and then somebody else will come in.
He'll do a year. I'm out later, bitches.
Bye. Because he's not an ongoing guy anymore. He doesn't do these huge runs of books anymore. So he'll probably come in for this, the anniversary stuff and finish an arc or two, and then
Yeah. It's
and
weird to think
somebody.
that this will be JRJR's third run on Amazing. Yep. Amazing.
Wow, it will. Yeah.
Mr. Tex, thank you for joining. Hey, Geo and Lou, I finally received my copy of Godzilla, The Half Century War. Awesome. Now you
Good
go
stuff.
read it, and next time we're live, let us know what you thought of that book, because it is one of the best Godzilla comics of all time.
It's so good. It really is.
Marvel baited me when they had Gleason on the first issue of the Beyond arc. Why couldn't they leave Patrick Gleason on the title? Just saying, because he fits so damn well for Spider-Man. I love his Spider-Man.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm back. My
You're
bad.
good.
It's been an off week, internet-wise. So I was
You're
not
good.
going to buy Hickman's X-Men Omni and other OHCs, but is it really good? But if it's really good, then I will commit to those. I have no idea. I can't help you with that, D. Sorry. I know very little about the X-Men.
Okay. Hyperbole aside, Dawn of X and Powers of 10, one of the two of the best comics that have been written in recent memory. I think that's fair to say, right? Did you read Dawn of X and Powers of 10?
Nope. Sorry.
Okay.
You're on your own with this explanation.
Damn. So two of the best, I would argue, two of the best comics that have been written in recent memory. Hickman crushed it. It was great. It was brilliant. It was everything that it was promised, and everybody was talking about it. And I've ranted so damn much on this. Problem with the X-Men is, and it's always the fucking problem with the X-Men, is that after they dropped those 2 issues and that series was done, it got too big. You got 40 to 50. You got, how many ongoing titles is it right now? You've got probably 10, 11 titles ongoing of X-Men books at the moment. And nobody outside of Omar and Riley can keep up with that mess right now. And even Omar seems like he's tapped out, apparently, everybody in the chat, from what's been said in the chat, because it's too much. It's just way too much. The line is at its best when it's focused and you pare it down and you don't have this much bloat.
Okay, so before you continue, the Krakoan Age of X-Men is divided by Dawn of X, Reign of X, and Destiny of X. And in Dawn of X, you had X-Men, Marauders, Excalibur, New Mutants, Fallen Angels, X-Force, Wolverine, Hellions, Cable, X-Factor. You had 10 series. Then with Reign of X, Sword, Children of the Atom, Way of X, X-Corps, X-Men, Trial of Magneto, which was a limited series, Inferno, Sabretooth, Secret X-Men. Yeah, another 10 more series. And then Destiny of X-Men, you got Immortal X-Men, Marauders, Knights of X, Legion of X, X-Men Red. It's a lot of freaking X titles, man.
It's too much. It's way too much, dude. Pare the line. Cut the line down. Cut the line down. Do one X-Men series, a Wolverine series, because you know that'll sell, an X-Force, a Deadpool, and do a cute little Marauders or Hellions or something like that. And then just work around that. Just cut the line down. It's too much.
The problem with the X-Men is their editor. I have no idea, but I'll believe you, Roberto. That's true. It's the editor. Way too much. It's like Batman. DC Comics, a good 80% of the single issues coming out are Gotham centric. Batman and his family of hooligans.
See, I'm loving what DC Comics is doing right now. The 10, 12 issue series. I love that stuff.
Yeah,
Much easier to read. Who's is Aaron still on Avengers?
I think he left. Let me check.
I'm reading no Marvel right now. Almost none outside of Kate's Hulk, and even that I'm about to drop because it's just not doing it for me.
Yeah. I think he left, but I want to make sure.
I think this is the least amount of Marvel that I've read, probably in forever. I'm reading almost none of it.
Avengers. Or he was wrapping up. I'm not too sure. If there was only a freaking website that I could look for, and it would give me all the freaking answers. Go to Marvel. Anyways, yeah. Avengers needs a new writer. Mr. Tech says, can't stay, but I will try to make time to read it in between work and the next stream. See ya. Thank you for joining, Mr. Tex. I'll hold you to that. Probably on a Monday when we're all together and all that fun stuff, you can pop in and say, hey, I read it. Thank you. It was amazing. Yes, it's Jason at the moment. Okay.
I've heard lukewarm things about that run.
I read just one trade paperback of that run, and I did not care whatsoever. I'm like, this isn't for me. Don't care. They also did the She-Hulk stuff where she's all buffed out and all that. I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of wacky.
Which is kind of weird because Jason Aaron is in the past he's usually been a pretty dependable writer for me. Where I'm like, oh yeah, it's Jason Aaron. The guy's solid. I usually like what he puts out, but everything that I've heard about his Avengers run is that everybody's just waiting for him to finish his run so that they can get somebody else on it, which is a shame.
Yep. I mean, so many great series. You got the Thor stuff and DC. He wrote Scalped, and there's so many good books out there from Jason Aaron, which is weird. Just goes to show you're not going to hit it out of the park every time. So
no. His X-Men stuff is great. I mean, even Donny Cates, I would argue Donny Cates was batting 100 until he started this Hulk run, and I'm just like, I'm about to drop this, man. It's just not doing it for me.
Not good.
I'm 2 issues in, and I usually give it an arc. I usually give it about 4 or 5 issues, but I don't even know if I'm going to stick with it through that, to be honest with you. I love Ryan Ottley's art. Ottley's art is beautiful in this, and it's so violent and over the top as you would expect Ottley. But it's just not doing it.
Yeah. What? Oh, Donny Cates' Hulk is not good in my opinion.
It's not.
I don't think I haven't read it, so I have no opinion on it, but it does look good for the art. I'll say that much. I'm going to vote. Can I vote on the X-Men thing? I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm going to show it anyways. I have no idea. I'm just spitballing here. I thought this was pretty funny. It says here, you can vote in the 2022 X-Men election today and choose between all these people for one of them to become an X-Men, I guess. I don't know. Wow. Head to marvel.com/X-Men vote. So we can vote for Armor, Avalanche, Blaine, Firestar. I might vote for her because of the Spider-Man show. Gentle, that's a thing. Gorgon, Micromax, Penance, Siren, Surge. Sure, let's vote. Vote now.
All right, the choices.
Either I like Armor. and I like Firestar. I know nothing about the other characters. Sorry.
Are these fan made characters, or how does this work? What is this?
It's part with the storyline. Join the citizens of Krakoa in the annual election of the X-Men. I remember this from last year. Marvel's fan vote will be 100% responsible for determining the final member of the team. So choose wisely, as your choice will have an everlasting effect on the future of the X-Men and the world at large.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm gonna vote for Firestar.
All right, fire started.
I don't know what I did. I don't know if that counts for a vote, but apparently not because it just opened her bio.
Oh, look at that! They got stats.
Yeah, what the hell am I doing? Um, well, I don't know how to vote on this, but if I were to vote, it would go for Firestar, kids.
I like Rose Gray. You're right, Rose Gray.
No guy would ever call himself Micromax. No, that's a terrible name for a
Yeah,
superhero.
that's
Gentle
horrible.
is from Wakanda. Nice. That's interesting.
Hmm,
Looking forward to Batman by Zdarsky this year. That should be interesting to see how he tackles Batman.
that'd be good.
Let's see. This isn't comic book related, but did you see the trailer for? And I can't show the trailer because we're going to get claimed for the Kirby game. It finally got an announcement, release date. Sorry, March 25th of this year.
Okay, I have not, but correct me if I'm wrong. This is a post-apocalyptic Kirby, right?
Yes,
That's the premise.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land, or at least the island thing is like kind of post-apocalyptic looking.
Hmm.
I don't have a huge attachment to the character. Gotta be honest. I I think back in the day I played the first Game Boy game and maybe the one of the SNES games, and that's about it. So I really have no attachment to it. But this new one looks cool. I like it. It looks cute, colorful, and potentially dangerous with all the villains and all that stuff. So I'm
Hmm.
game. I'm gonna pick it up and play it.
Hmm. Well,
What about you? Do you have a? Because this is the 30th anniversary, by the way, of Kirby this year. Do you have any Kirby memories by playing any of the games?
you know what? I never really got into the Kirby series too much. I mean, I love the character in Smash. I used to main Kirby a lot in Smash. And I played a few of the games here and there, but from what I have seen, the little clips and little images and stuff like that, I'm down for this. This looks pretty cool. And I also love what Nintendo's been doing lately, where it'll be all right, in 2 months the game comes out. They kind of did something similar with Dread last year, where what was the turnaround on that? Like 6 months they announced it, and then it came out towards the end of the year.
Uh, Something like that. Yeah, 4 months, I think. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, 4 or 5 months.
yeah, yeah. I'm digging what they're doing, man. They seem like okay. We're ready. We're ready to launch. We're ready to get it to go gold. Let's drop the release date now. And
Yeah,
3 months later, the game comes out.
I'd rather they do that than like announce something today and I have to wait like a year and a half for it.
Yeah.
Let
Hey,
me not know about it and be surprised when it's time for it.
how about the new Elder Scrolls? When was that announced? And we are not even close to
It's
that
been
coming out.
it's been a while, yeah. And the
Yeah.
friggin' it just happened with the Star Wars game, the Eclipse game that everybody
Mhm.
was mad about. They just said it might be a 2024 title or 25 or something like that. And so all we got was a nice looking CGI cinematic. I'm like, great, what's the point? You might as
Yeah.
well not have said anything.
Right. No, I agree. I agree. It's ridiculous, man. It's totally ridiculous at this point, and just please, if you have a game, don't announce it 2 or 3 years ahead of time. Okay, just don't. Because it
James
just
says, yeah, sorry, my bad.
no, you're good, man. It just frustrates me.
The last game, Kirby Star Allies, was okay, but this one looks so much better. I think a lot of the Kirby games are kind of meh. That's just my hot take on it. Some Kirby
Hmm.
stands and fans are going to be upset by that, and that's okay. I welcome that.
Are you a Mario or Sonic guy?
Oh, don't do that to me. I love. I cannot betray Sonic because I literally grew up with Sonic in 1991 and 92 or whatever that game came out. I love both. I love all cute characters, but I would go with
Hmm.
Sonic.
Hmm.
I'm a huge fan of Tails and Knuckles in the Sonic world.
Yeah, yeah. Did you have a you had the Sega Genesis?
Yeah, I didn't get the Super Nintendo growing up. It was then the NES, then Genesis, and then PlayStation, and then I came back with the 64 and all that stuff. So I never played the Super Nintendo.
No, man. For me, it
I missed
was
out on all those wonderful games.
man. My I went kind of the opposite. It was for me the Super Nintendo. That was my first console that I ever got. You're a bit older than me. So my first was the Super Nintendo, and it was a pack-in because it came with an extra controller and it came with Super Mario World inside of the box. I still remember that.
Hmm.
I had that, and then I went PS1, and then Jesus, PS2, Xbox, and then I just had them all after that, pretty much. Except for right now, where I just have the Switch and I have a PS5. I don't have the new Xbox. I was this fucking close the other day from pulling the trigger because I went to Target to get something for my daughter to get
Yeah.
headphones, and I was just like, all right, I'm walking through the electronic aisle. I walk by, what the fuck? And there's an Xbox One X sitting inside the glass case. I was just close from pulling the trigger, dude. The thing is, I couldn't swing it. I couldn't. The Target was gonna close. It was at the end of the night that my daughter let me know. The Target was gonna close in 5 minutes, and I was just standing there looking at it like I could grab an Xbox One X right now off
Yeah.
a Series X. Series X, my mistake. I grab an Xbox Series X right now off the stand, but it's $500, and I just can't swing the $500. And
Mm,
the thought crossed my mind. I'm like, I have a credit card. No, 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 I can't. I really can't. Because
yeah.
my wife would be furious if I
Yeah.
showed back
No.
up $500 console when all I went to do was get $10 headphones.
Yeah. That would have been like you go in for 10 and you left with a $500 investment.
Oh my god, I
But the
dude, it was the Halo edition.
that's a sweet looking one. I like that one.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Xbox, um, super powerful. And if you want to do emulation, it is so badass for that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
With the what's it called, the developer mode and all that stuff, and you work your way around that, and you can for $20 you get access to the dev kits, and you can put all the emulators inside and whatnot, and it just runs so freaking well from like PS2 to Dreamcast, all that fun stuff. Nintendo games, yeah. I want one. Not now because it's not a priority or anything, but I would like to own one at some point, just
Yeah,
for the.
sorry. I'm sorry, man. I apologize. Go ahead.
No, no, no. Just for the emulation, I would want to own an Xbox Series X or S.
Hmm. Yeah, I want one eventually because mostly because of the Bethesda deal because I love those Bethesda games despite the
Hmm.
fact that they're broken messes. But right now, part of the reason why I was this close from getting somebody and just saying fuck it and pulling the trigger on it. But part of the reason I didn't is because I thought about it and I was like, the only thing I really want to play on there is Halo. That's it. That's really it. That's the only thing I want to play. So
But they do have Game Pass, and you can play everything from Xbox to 360 to Xbox One, and that's awesome.
Yep.
I wish all the other companies would do that.
Well, Sony's supposedly, there's rumor in the next few months they're going to be dropping their own version of Game Pass pretty soon, and I'm kind of wondering if they're going to drop it along the same time that the new Horizon game comes out. So that's why I'm a bit gun shy to purchase Horizon Forbidden West, because if the rumors are true and if they want to compete with what Xbox is doing, their first party lineup has to be on there, included into that $10 a month bundle or whatever it is that they're going to do. And honestly, I'd pay the $20. I'd pay if they want to go $20. I'd pay $20 a month for that subscription if they do it right.
Yeah, that'd be fun. We could replay PS1 games, PS2. That'd be great.
Yeah, it's a shame about the PS3 that it's a bitch to do backwards compatibility with.
Yep. If Sony drops a Game Pass, then I might buy a PS5. I'll just say this, James, you don't need a PS5 right now. For anybody that's like, I have it and it's great, but I'm like, I could have waited. It's all right.
The only thing worth it is Ratchet and Clank, right? That's it?
I only have 2 games physically, Ratchet and Clank and the Guardians game.
Oh, okay.
And do I? No. Wait, I have those 2 and Immortals, Phoenix Rising or whatever, and Ghost of Tsushima. Other than that, everything else just runs fine on the PlayStation 4, so you're good. And Horizon is going to come out on PS4, so you're not missing anything.
So is God of War.
God of War 2, yeah. Speaking of PlayStation, this is just for me because I know a lot of people are not going to be excited about it. They finally announced VR 2 for PlayStation, and I am seriously considering getting this when it drops. Even though I already have an Oculus, and it's amazing. My favorite experience in modern times with video games has to have been last year when I put on the Oculus for the first time and experienced VR gaming and just VR in general. That was so freaking cool. And at least with PlayStation, the specs are really cool. The display will be OLED, panel resolution. You can see right here, 2K by 2040 per eye. The refresh rate 90 hertz to 120 hertz. Field of view approximately 110 degrees. Got motion sensors. You got the 4 cameras. It's going to do eye tracking, which is great. Vibration on headset, blah, 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 blah. And the controllers look kind of wacky from what I saw rumored online. 4K HDR VR. That is amazing. And I want to experience that. This is because of the Xbox. Why wait? Tomorrow isn't promised.
Well, the thing is that a lot of Microsoft is doing a hell of a good job with putting this stuff out. They've been doing much better than Sony. I'll jump back into the VR thing in a second. So Xboxes are becoming more prominent. I can get a Series S pretty quickly around this area. Most of the stores at this point are carrying them in stock, so it's not that tough. It's the Series X that's still tough. As far as the VR thing goes, I'm not a VR guy. Granted, I haven't tried the PSVR. I don't see the appeal for me personally. Just for me.
It's so good when you put it on for the first time, and you get the right game or the right app, and it doesn't have to be a game because you can do like multimedia experiences and like I do a lot of movie watching and all that stuff. It's so much fun, and there are a couple games like the I don't have a lot, but I have like the one with the mouse. I can't remember the name right now. Reminds me of that comic. Mouse VR game. Let's go. I forgot the name. Moss. Moss is fantastic, sort of like a puzzle game, third person perspective. You're controlling the little mouse and sort of like a top down view, like you're his like a godlike creature, and you're looking at the playfield, and it just looks amazing. It literally
Mhm.
looks like you're playing with a set, like a diorama and figures and all that stuff. Tetris on VR is amazing, and the Star Wars games. I have the Vader one. That is also really cool. And just the overall experience of going away to another place. For me, VR is escapism 100%. When I put
Yeah.
that on for the first time in my life, I finally understand what people say when, oh, it's just an escape. Because I never understood that. I know what it means, obviously, but I never got it because I always play a video game, but I'm still here and I'm still listening and thinking about stuff. But with the VR, for me at least, all the troubles, all my worries, all that stuff just goes away, and I can transport myself to anywhere with that stuff. It's really cool.
Hmm.
And even the friggin' demo where you have to dance with the robot and you have to pick stuff up with your hands and the motion tracking, it actually displays your fingers and hand, and you pick stuff up with the control. It's so dynamic. I remember when the PlayStation 5 was announced and everybody was going goo goo gaga over the controller and the haptic feedback, and it's like you're there with the thing. I'm like, nah, the VR stuff is better because you get that um, realism in your face because you're not
Right.
looking at your house or wherever it is you're playing. You're there in whatever place it might be. It could be like a tropical landscape or in the movie theater, because you can watch movies on there. It's such a unique experience. I recommend it just for that. And they just released on Oculus Resident Evil 4, and that has been great. I want to get that. It looks really cool.
Hmm.
So VR is a thing that I think has to be played to sell you on it. Because me talking about it now, I'm trying my best, but it's not going to work. It's not until you put it on the headset where you're like, "Damn, this is really cool. This is unlike anything
Huh.
else I've done gaming wise." So it's a
I gotta
thing
be
you got to
honest.
experience for yourself.
I gotta be honest. You are selling me on it. How
It's
much is
awesome,
this?
man.
The VR,
Oculus is 300, I think. Yeah,
and how much
300.
will this be?
PlayStation VR should be around the same price, maybe a little bit more. Probably, I'm gonna bet like 400, honestly,
Uh huh.
because the original PlayStation VR was around the same price as the other headsets, so it shouldn't be that much different because the specs aren't. Aside from the 4K stuff and the eye tracking, everything's mostly on par with the Valve Index and the Oculus 2, or the Meta Quest 2. Sorry, because now it's Meta because of Facebook.
Right. Huh. You
But
know this.
there's
You know it's gonna sell out quick, and scalpers are gonna. Yeah.
maybe it'll last a little bit longer because it is VR, and not everybody's gonna jump in right away. But I think it will sell out just because it's a new thing for PlayStation.
Right.
Uh, this response was funny. Lou has to be very safe right now. He's still in the honeymoon phase. This was for the Xbox then.
Yeah. I'm kicking myself. This is the third time I had a chance to pick one up, and I just not the
It's
right
a
time.
sign. It's a sign, dude. Eventually you'll get it, or
Yeah. I
you can
know.
buy it and flip it. That's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know. I know. Eventually, I'll pick it up. I'm more interested in the. I already know the game that's gonna push me over to pick one up is gonna be Hellblade. 'Cause I love the first Hellblade, and this new one looks amazing. So
And what's the other series that's Microsoft only? Fable. That looks cool too.
Fable is
I want
cool.
to play
Yeah.
that.
It's gonna be Hellblade, or it's gonna be a new Gears that's gonna push me over to. Yeah, I gotta get one now.
Yeah, I have an Xbox Series or Xbox One S, the white one.
Hmm.
And what I typically do is Switch is my main console, and I only get PlayStation exclusives for the PlayStation 4 and 5, And all the third party stuff that I want to play, I usually get it for, or try and get it for Xbox. That's my
Mhm.
logic of owning the three systems.
Yeah.
But speaking of logic and systems, guys, let me remind you before we wrap up that this show is sponsored by the wonderful folks at InStockTrades.com, your home for all things collected editions. If you want new Spider Man comics in collected edition format, if you want new, or not new, but if you want the Invincible hardcovers, if you want, what else we talked about? Uh, the Donny Cates stuff and all the Hulk books and all that wonderful stuff. You get it at InStockTrades.com, your home for all things collected editions. Up to $50 gets you free shipping in your order. Discounts on a weekly basis range from 50 to even 60% off. Loyalty discounts tack on an extra 2% to that. So if you order on a weekly basis, you get an extra 2% discount, which is great. Fantastic customer service, wonderful packaging. That's InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of Omnibros Live here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. A couple more questions, guys, before we wrap it up. Got 4 minutes. Okay, Dean, we can do that. Sure, why not? Guys, can I get your advice on something? I had an argument with my best friend about something extremely stupid, and he blocked me from social media and does not answer his phone. He is so childish. Uh,
Burn the house down while he's in it. No, don't do
give.
that.
I would
Don't do that.
say it's probably going to fix itself if give it. I'm back. Sorry.
You're good.
Give it a little bit. Give it a little bit of time for him to cool off, and then
Hmm.
try and talk to him to see if you can work things out. Don't
Yeah.
go thinking like I got to resolve this right now because the dude is heated and he just blocked you. So it's probably not a good idea to keep forcing the the problem. Just let it cool down a little bit and talk it out.
Yeah. Spot on. Yeah, I agree with him. Honestly, the best thing you can do right now is just give anybody space. When you have an argument or a disagreement with somebody, you just give them space, and then you try again in a few days or a few hours or however long it might take. Most people, I think, are pretty reasonable if you give them space and if you want to approach it and talk about the subject later on when they're cool headed and leveled, unless it's something extremely like, whoa. And I think
Yeah.
you'll be fine. That's the best word of advice, man. Give him some time.
Also, you said in the comment he's your best friend. So if he is your best friend, trust that you can talk about it at a later point in time.
Hmm.
Farhand, I followed Jess and Taylor in reading the Captain America Ed Brubaker run, and so far, my God, drool phase.
It's good. It's good
Nice.
stuff. It's good
Watch
comic.
out for that drool, though. Don't let it fall into the paper.
Nobody wants that.
No problem,
Happy
buddy.
to help.
One day we're
Happy
going
to
to do
help.
a counseling episode live on the air, just for everybody.
Oh my god.
Unsponsored by anybody. We can do it like a late night edition, and people can just chime in. We could even put up like we'll leave the not the Discord, the link open, and everybody can join in, and we can chat and solve problems of relationships in life. Oh, you
I
read
read.
digital. Well, watch out for the screen. Don't let the drool fall on the screen. Just saying.
My man. My man gets it. Digital.
Digital gang. Comic book wise, I'm mostly digital now. I'm just getting
Yeah.
a random manga series at this point, physically.
So even
Yeah,
in manga, you're digital?
for Shonen Jump,
Oh,
because
yeah, it makes
I ain't got room for like 30 volumes of whatever series is coming out next. Where another series like number 5 from Taiyo Matsumoto is only 4 books. That I can do. But like My
mm,
Hero Academia, I have that series, and volume 30 comes out the next month or the month
Jesus.
after. I can't be doing that. Like I'm getting that just because I already have the first 29 volumes, but like it's too much. For so Shonen Jump stuff, digital, and if there are books that I don't need because I don't love the art so much, I'll get them through Amazon digitally and stuff.
Now, Horikoshi has said, I think he's got a year, 2 years left in him, and then he's done with the series.
For My Hero Academia,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, he said something like that. Maybe this year he might make a formal announcement, but like he said, like a year's worth of story
Hmm.
to wrap it up.
Huh. Yeah.
I,
I fell off
I
of that.
just want manga to end.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want stuff to end, the stories. I just want them to end because we need endings for the stories. I can't be going on like One Piece because One
Yeah.
Piece is still going, man. Just end it already.
And and Oda has said, yeah, we're kind of at the tail end of the story for like 5 years at this point.
Nah, I don't believe that at all. Well, 5 years. Those 5 years are like dog years. They're gonna be like 7 or 10. I don't believe that.
Well, I
I just
think
want
the
the stories to
interesting
end.
I think the interesting thing about One Piece is that again, I'm nowhere fucking close to where you guys are with that series. Is that apparently Oda has kept up the quality throughout all these years. The quality has just been consistent with that book.
Yep. Where? How much have you read for One Piece?
Oh, dude, I don't even remember. I'm maybe 15 volumes in. I don't remember at all. I think I stopped at like the shit. It was after Chopper was introduced. Um, Ace was just introduced.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that is. Let me look at the name. Can't remember everything. You made it past Blue. Did you finish with?
Okay, I didn't hear you.
Did you finish Alabasta? Them fighting the
That's where I'm at.
crocodile.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, yes, I did finish Alabasta. I did finish the crocodile thing. That was good.
Okay. I love that because you also got introduced to Nico Robin. She's my favorite of the Straw Hats. Yeah, I am. I've said it on my channel a lot. For the manga, I'm at Skypiea, and the
Hmm.
anime I saw up to Water 7 and Annie's Lobby. So I'm super behind as well, like
Yeah.
a lot. But I know I'm gonna try and catch up this year because I promised a long time ago to make One Piece videos on my channel. So that's a goal for this year to catch up.
Yeah. I mean,
Jesse, we're almost gone. Thank you
I've
for joining.
had a huge death spoiled for me already, so I'm like, damn it.
Oh, I had that too. I'm not gonna say what it is,
Yeah.
but I just try to ignore it because it was one of the first spoilers I read by accident, or somebody posted it on Twitter or something. I'm like, well, shit. Um, so I just try and forget about it. What do you think might be the next big anime series when Attack on Titan finishes? Maybe Chainsaw
Chainsaw
Man.
Man.
Chainsaw
Chainsaw
Man is
Man.
going to explode in popularity.
Chainsaw
That's
Man's
my
gonna be the
prediction.
shit. Yeah. Chainsaw Man's gonna be the shit. It just looks incredible. It just has that appeal. If you're gonna be seeing fucking Chainsaw Man in Fortnite, you're gonna be seeing Chainsaw Man at Hot Topic before next year is done. You're gonna be fucking Chainsaw Man out because that looks badass. And I will put money within the next 2 years Chainsaw Man shows up in Fortnite.
It's not that crazy considering we already have the cast of Naruto on Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
So not out of the realm of possibility. Although I think maybe one day they'll add Luffy and gang or something. But Chainsaw Man should be a huge hit. And this year, Spy Family is coming out, the anime, in a couple of months. So that's also going to explode in popularity. And Bleach is coming back at the end of the year in October. So that is going to be a massive resurgence on the Bleach fandom. And there was another series that's coming out this year that a lot of people are hyped about. You got a new Dragon Ball movie, which I don't care for. We got a new One Piece movie, which I don't care for because I'm so behind on it. There's another series. Boruto's still going, but I don't watch that.
Demon Slayer is still Demon Slayer started right now, right?
Yeah, it's halfway done with the news with season 2
Okay.
because it's only 11 episodes. The Red Light District arc.
Yeah. That's good. That arc is good. I like the Red Light District stuff.
Oh yeah, and the animation for some freaking reason, UFO Table season 1 was great, was phenomenal, and then the movie came out, Mugen Train, and it surpassed the quality when it came to the animation. And now the new arc surpassed the Mugen Train movie. This new set of episodes look amazing. I wish that one day they release that in 4K. That's going to look godly. I'm not kidding. It looks really stunning. The new season.
Okay, I need to watch it. I need to watch it then. I mean, I'm not done with the series. I'm about halfway through it. I love it. Absolutely love Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
And the Red Light District stuff is so badass.
The key to Demon Slayer is that it doesn't overstay its welcome. It knows what it's doing. It's a kick-ass action ride, and just no fluff. Just straight action and plot, and let's go. I love that about it.
Same.
I'm still trying to watch all Naruto and Boruto. Maybe get it done in a few years. Rose Gray. I love Naruto. My favorite out of the big three, but I don't like Boruto. I love the movie, but the series I just couldn't get into it. I'm like, nah, I'm good. It's too much. So my recommendation would be read the manga, watch Naruto, and then watch the Boruto movie, and then maybe switch to the Boruto manga. But the show, I'm not a fan of.
Everything I've heard is that he's an annoying little shit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my dude, you bring this question to me when we're about to wrap up. I could do a whole show about this. I could do a whole show, an hour, or maybe 40 minutes on this topic. The Inhumans are very, very difficult. Just look at what happened, and this is going to sound weird. Hang with me. I hope I don't freeze. Look at what happened to the Eternals. That is a very Kirby centric plot and characters. I don't think it translated that well to live action, that it was a Kirby property. The Inhumans are so unique to the Marvel Universe. They're so unique to the Marvel Universe that there's a political aspect to them, and the power set is very different. The dynamics are unlike all the other properties. It's not a high-speed action. It's more a methodical, character-driven book because Black Bolt can't speak, so Medusa interprets for him, and they have more philosophical and political debates. And until recently, that's all we had, right? Very minimal action compared to other superhero books. And then Charles Soule changed that and brought the New Humans and a little bit more X-Men-esque flavor to it. But it's just a very odd alien type book for Marvel. It's a very alien series. But I'll think about it some more and talk about it at another episode. On the subject of Fortnite, this has been reported. Sorry, they are getting Paramount franchises. Oh my god,
Jesus.
Fortnite is like a black hole. It's going to suck everything into its center.
It's got The Rock now, which is what? I I don't get it. I just don't get the appeal of Fortnite. It's not for me. It's clearly not for me, and I just don't like it. I'm not a multiplayer guy. I don't like playing multiplayer games too much.
Yeah. The only multiplayer game I do recommend is Splatoon. That is phenomenal. I love it.
That's fun. Splatoon is
That's what
fun.
that. Yeah. Rose Gray, why do you got to do me like that? I love Doctor Stone. I love it so much. I know it's not the best manga of all time. I get it, but I really enjoyed the setting for it. Waiting for Vinland Saga season 2. That's going to be great. Witch Studios is currently doing Ranking of Kings, so the wait is going to be a little bit longer, but I think they're going to knock it out of the park in season 2.
Hmm.
Final question. What do you recommend reading about the Inhumans? I was waiting for on the Omnibus, but that will take a very long time. That ain't going to happen anytime soon. However, I said that I told you, harass Omar, please. I can't do it, but you guys can. He'll listen to you guys and let him know that we want an Inhumans Omnibus. For Inhumans, Paul Jenkins and Jay Lee is the standard that I always recommend. That's the if you want to go like super hardcore into the Inhumans with the serious stuff, read that. If you want to go for more action-packed stuff, the Charles Soule with Inhuman and then Uncanny Inhumans. However, you got to realize that there is a lot of backstory with Jonathan Hickman and what he did with the Inhumans, and how that led into Infinity with the Terrigen bomb and all that nonsense. But you don't need to read it; it's comics. You'll be fine. So if you want serious Inhumans, Paul Jenkins, Jay Lee. If you want action-packed stuff, Charles Soule. And if you want really cool stuff, get the Stan Lee stuff. It's fun. That's all I got, gang. Thank you so much for tuning in. Jiro Taniguchi. Sure. I recommend Taniguchi stuff. Doesn't have to do with Inhumans, but I do recommend it. But maybe for a manga episode, Lars. Please, if you're on a stream, if I'm on a stream talking about manga, do bring up Jiro Taniguchi, and we'll talk about all that stuff. I got to go. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to the chat. You guys are great. Thank you for all the wonderful comments. You guys livening things up. If you're watching this later, let us know what you thought of the stories. Yeah, of the stories that we talked about in the comment section down below. Thank you to what the hell? Okay, you're gone. Okay. That was random. All right, gang. Thank you so much. Comics Guy, where can people find you on the internet?
Comics Guide 101 on. What the fuck?
What the?
Comics Guide 101 on YouTube and Comics Guide 101 on Twitter is where you could find me. And Twitter is the best way to get a hold of me.
Yeah. Can I report this? No, I can't. It's blocked, but whatever. As for me, you can find me on my channel. That's A Week in Geekdom, where I talk about anime and manga. I just put out my list on the top anime of 2021. If you want to check that out, subscribe, help a brother out. Yeah, yeah, that was the thing that happened. All right. Yep. What else? That kind of threw me for a loop. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with a comic talk. Jess will be on. And then we do it all over again next Monday with Hall's previous reads and all that fun stuff. So thank you, everybody. See you guys on the next episode.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.